Today with Kerry Stafford, who is the CEO of Acquired Brain Injury Services, also known as ABI Services. Kerry has been a client for easyemployer for over 12 months now, and today I'm catching up to find how things have been going. So Kerry, I just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your organisation and what you do for the community care sector.
Yeah, we're a specialist service for people with acquired brain injury, and we provide direct support to clients in their own homes to assist them rehabilitate or just to maintain their independence in the community.
Okay, great. And you've got around 150 staff across 2 locations?
Yeah, about 170 now, and
Okay.
we're continuing to grow. So we're in the Sydney metropolitan area of Sydney and cover the whole area there, as well as up here in Bathurst, and we cover up through to Orange and out to Parks and all those areas.
You had some growth, that's exciting. So you previously tried to implement 2 workforce management systems without success. I just wonder if you could explain why these didn't work for you.
We initially had a very, I think it was an access-based database that was very difficult to use. That just wasn't, it wouldn't integrate with anything else.
Mm-hmm.
We still had to do timesheets paper-based. We had to enter all of that information in as well manually. So it was a very clunky system. It wasn't connected to anything, and it was difficult to, I guess, keep updated on a regular basis. We then went to another cloud-based system that, again, we had similar issues. It wouldn't integrate with our service, with our other finance. And then also it just didn't have the capacity to deal with the complexities of NDAs and billing.
Yeah, makes sense. So you've been using easyemployer for over a year now. I just wonder if you could share us what the key benefits have been for you.
Look, it's been extraordinarily great. You know, it's been a godsend in a lot of ways. It certainly came at the right time. We needed something more efficient. We needed a system that we could have. Predominantly our staff are out in the field, so they're not in an office that we can check on them. So we needed something that would give us a location finder where they could log on and off, and that be in real time, as well as managers having access to a cloud-based system to change rosters and just be on top of things. So, you know, it's been, the real-time information is excellent, and the ease of payroll has been significant. We used to manually enter everything with timesheets, and that all just gets fed through to payroll now. It's saved enormous amounts of time, right through to it all being integrated now through our billing system, and then we can bill efficiently. Our sector has gone through a huge transformation that we don't get paid in advance anymore, so we need to ensure that our cash flow is good, and easyemployer helps us with that. It's the central part of where we collect the information for it to do all the other processes. And, you know, it's being embraced. We thought we'd have a bit of difficulty with, you know, 180 staff with technology and putting apps on their phones and those sorts of things, but primarily it's been a smooth transformation, and the support from you guys has been excellent.
Great, that's good to hear. So in our payroll comparison and auditing process through implementation, we found an error whereby you're overpaying your staff members. I was just wondering if you could explain this, maybe an indication of the amount and how you rectified the issue.
Yeah, well, as I said, the support's been awesome from easyemployer, and I guess having the award interpreter at your rostering right at the beginning, you can pick up those errors. So we were overpaying penalty rates for our casuals, which has now saved us about 20 grand a month.
Yeah, okay, I've got 20 grand a fortnight.
A fortnight?
Right?
No. Yes,
quite.
Actually it is
it
20
is?
grand a fortnight.
Okay.
Beg your pardon.
So my numbers might have been out.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So what I'm curious about, because you did mention to me that you didn't actually lose any employees by kind of going through that process of adjusting that back. I'm curious about that, because a lot of our clients can kind of get concerned around putting automation in or making pay changes that you might put staff off, or you might lose some staff if you having to change pay rates. And
yeah, look, I guess we got some advice, particularly around that, and I guess we were very transparent with our staff about what the error was. Obviously, you can say that you want that money back. We're not going to do that.
Sure.
We just notify them with advance of when the change would take place, so they had a couple of months to adjust. And look, we didn't lose any staff through that. So I think, it's how you approach your staff and being open and transparent, and I think that's the way that we've got around it.
Yeah, obviously got a strong culture to be able to pull that off, so that's great. So how much time has Easy Employer actually saved you on processing payroll?
Okay, so prior to Easy Employer, we would have 3 staff working probably almost 3 days of data entry, checking all of those sorts of things. Now it's got down to, I think, 1 day of the approvals and checking it through and then processing and just making sure it's right. So
one staff, 1 day?
One staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's eight days labour
Yeah.
per fortnight. That's pretty significant. It is probably towards the higher end, I'd say, in terms of what we've been able to achieve. It just shows you, I think, how complex the NDIS kind of payroll process is.
That's right. And look, we've had to make some adjustments along the way, and ensuring that how that's built, how that can work, and that makes it more efficient as well. So if everything's right from the roster, it just flows through, and that's where you get the efficiencies.
Great. So, Easy Employer is also assisting in automating the client billing under the NDIS and working with your MYB solution. Now, just wondering if you could elaborate how that works and how much time that may have saved as well.
So it's all about good communication and trying to identify what you need. If you don't know what you need, then you don't know what you want.
Sure.
So we really knew that because we had every client is a billing source, so our roster had to be set up, client-based funding source, and the codes for NDIS. So you have to make sure that you've got all of that correct. And we've worked through that with you guys as well as through the mail. So how it all gets collated now is it's entered in at the roster system. It goes through to billing through MyOb, and then it's picked up by CalCSA, and then CalCSA dump it directly into the NDIS portal, and we're paid between 1 and 2 days business.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how much time has that saved?
Enormous amounts of time. It probably used to take a couple of weeks to do client statements and reconcile the accounts, put it in the correct billings, and do all of those sorts of things. We've only been doing that for the last couple of months with you guys, and it's just amazing, much quicker.
That's great. So the MYB Easy Employer CalCSA solution is one that's out in the market. I just also want to mention there's another alternative to that, just for the viewers, called BI for Cloud as well, which works similar to CalCSA in that way. Cool. So, look, it's fair to say that the implementation and use of Easy Employer made a pretty significant difference to ABI services. So the calculations that I did showed a real saving of over $600,000 in the first 12 months. So is that about right? And if so, what difference has this made for your business and your ability to service the community?
Yeah, look, the savings have been great. And certainly that if we had kept going that way, we would have been out of business.
Right,
I think that it's allowed us to put resources where we need to put resources, so it hasn't impacted significantly on the bottom line, but it's about readjusting who you need and what you want, and getting your systems in place, and being able to service that client. So we can cost shift some of that savings to other areas that we needed to.
So a higher level of service and more sustainability moving forward under the NDIS.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, so look, there's just a snippet of how the team at Easy Employer is assisting businesses to transform and become more efficient and more competitive and sustainable, and improves the lives of everyone in the process. So I just wanted to note as well that although Kerry's business is in the disability care sector, Easy Employer does have a very powerful workforce management platform, and we can help you no matter what industry and what complexities you are tackling. Thanks for your time today, Kerry.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.